Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back, everyone. Great to be here with you on this Friday review, episode 2205. If you're looking for all of the research links from today's show, the product review links, and the herb of the week, and so much more, head on over to stephencabral.com/2205. Hopefully you've been a long-time listener, but if not, welcome to the show. It's great to have you. Every single Friday, I love just going through essentially all the things that I've been thinking about over the past week, what's going on in the practice, as well as always a product review, book review. In 2022, it's going to be an herb of the week every single Friday, not just your regular herbs. I've talked about ashwagandha, quercetin, all those in the past. You can certainly find them by going to stephencabral.com/podcast. We'll eventually put together a vitamins list, herb list of all the different shows that you can kind of click to, which I think will be fun. But, you know, for example, last week we went over astragalus, I believe, right? So that was last week. Let's just check for you. So it was, let's see, it was astragalus 2 weeks ago on episode 2184. And on episode, let's just see here, 2191 was lutein and zeaxanthin. 2198 was horsetail. There we go. It was horsetail. And today is going to be horse chestnut. 2 horses in a row. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but these are some that, again, I've been thinking about, I've been teaching on, and I wanted to share them with you. And of course, the science as well. So these are obviously all clinically verified, been used for thousands of years, but scientifically researched as well. So to get started with the show, though, before we get into our research of the week and all these great little tidbits, I always love to give you an update on just what's been going on. Now, the nice thing is, this is actually a nice thing. Over the past week, so that, again, I record this just about 1 week or so in advance, that we had such a wild January. I mean, literally, when I look at integrative health practitioner, I look at us starting our IHP mastery. It's going to be our last class for 2022. So one class, it's 6 months long. It's a really, really beautiful group of people. Then we have the mentorship group out of IHP, the very first time we're doing this. So the first time you do anything, it's brand new. It's a ton of work. And it's amazing. Like, it's just great. So we have all that going on that we started. And then over at Equal Life, what do? Well, we launched a brand new membership program that not only is amazing, it's going to debut with an app in probably early April. It's going to include basically everything that you could possibly need to live a healthy lifestyle. Oh, and you also get a free at-home lab every 90 days. Pretty amazing. And again, it's free just with essentially doing what you're already doing if you're an Equal Life-based customer. So that was phenomenal. That's called Ayubowen. You can find that at stephencabral.com/Ayubowen. That's AYUBOWAN. And then we debuted a brand new line of products, 14 products to be specific, and that is our new longevity line. So I was teaching a lot on that as well, all through January and early February, because I was teaching practitioners, I was teaching the general public, all the different ingredients, the science behind it, etc. And then whenever we have like a wild month, we actually switch to an even larger warehouse, like all sorts of great things. I don't stop working for the week. So like, I don't know about you, but probably you probably just can't stop what you're doing, right? For a week. You can't like stop, your family activities or anything like that. But what you can do is you can slow them down for a week, right? So over the last week, I said, okay, I'm going to do what I always do, but not a lot extra. Right? So not a lot extra. So what am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to make sure that I get to the gym. I'm going to make sure that I get my 10,000 steps. I'm going to make sure I have that good lunch. I'm going to make sure I make my smoothie. It was just like, I'm going to make sure I get to bed earlier. Like it was all of those things. So basically I said, yeah, I'm going to do my work, but I'm not going to do extra. I'll do extra the next week, but not this week. And so my update is simply to share with you that sometimes it's okay just to have like not an off week, but just a more relaxed week. just baseline normal. Because baseline normal for most of us is way too busy, right? It's just way too busy. But at the same time, when I say way too busy, I wouldn't have my life any other way. If I wanted it in any other way, I would make it another way. But it's sometimes it's still okay. Like I'm giving you permission right now to say it's okay, even though you're enjoying life, to just take it down a week. 1 week, just take it down. Because that next week, now you're gonna be like, yeah, I miss it. I wanna get back to it, right? That's how I look at it. So I'll be back at it next week. And anyway, I'm just enjoying that and simply wanted to share that with you. And that's part of my product review for this week. My product review this week is more mental health based than it is actual physical products. So I'll share that in just a couple minutes. All right, so what's going on over at Equalife? I just want to make sure because, again, many of you are part of the Equalife community as well, that we are giving away one of our most popular products, and that is these superfood chocolate bars. We've actually sold out of these multiple times, and we are a company that does not like to sell out of our product because we always like to stay in stock for people, especially since a lot of it is obviously integrative health and functional medicine based. It's part of protocols. Now, our superfood chocolate bars are not, but people love them because literally they are a guilt-free treat. Under 100 calories. They're individually packaged so that you can kind of control the amount that you're having. And they're loaded with antioxidants. That's the truth. They're loaded with cherry and raspberry and dark chocolate. And they're organic. I mean, it's a phenomenal little treat. My girls love them. My wife loves them. I don't do a lot of chocolate myself, but you might catch me eating a couple of those a week, and they're really tasty. So check that out. Again, it's free with all qualifying purchases at stevencabral.com/shop. And the reason why you want to head over there today as well is because there's free shipping for President's Day weekend. So head on over to stevencabral.com/shop for this promo. All right, this week, if you missed any of the shows, check them out. All shows are available at stevencabral.com/podcasts. But if you missed Monday, it was on how to enjoy endless energy. Wouldn't that be nice, right? Wouldn't endless energy be nice? Waking up without an alarm clock, waking up ready to go, excited about life. I talk all about that on episode 2201. 2202 was how to detox heavy metals naturally. A lot of talk about this online. A lot of misinformation. People saying chlorella doesn't work. It's a weak chelator. It's like all these different wild things. I didn't go into that on the show, but do understand that just because something is said online doesn't mean it's true. Like we have to be careful with that because the end all be all is not chlorella. The end all be all is a protocol, right? One supplement is not the end all be all. For people, I realized that back in the day, taking B12 for energy, it didn't change my life. Nice product, didn't change my life, right? And what happens is a protocol changes people's life. You want to detox heavy metals. I talked about how to use it through foods and sauna, all those great things. But a detox protocol is what? Well, it's what's scientifically proven to work, right? So you can say, oh, no, it doesn't work, but no, it's actually proven to, right? So that's what we look at, and we use Crexel chlorella. But again, I go way deeper in the show. Cilantro, vitamin C, and then biofilm disruptors as well. And again, that's one of the 8 tips that I give you. But again, I've talked about that on many podcasts. I've quoted the research. I think half of those products aren't even our products that we use because we use the best in the industry. So anyway, little rant right there. 2203, episode 2203 was the 7 signs of oxidative stress and rapid aging. Rapid aging comes from oxidative stress, and I give you those reasons. And then yesterday's show was the 4 factors that lead to long COVID. Don't miss it. That, again, was a essentially request by popular demand. We did that show just the week before we did COVID and weight gain, which equals many different diseases based on stress. And then we looked at COVID and hair loss. And then we also looked at long haulers as well. So we've been doing a bunch of shows. I don't see myself doing too many more shows, honestly, unless something new happens or comes out. And then, of course, I will certainly be there without a doubt. All right. Good stuff. Now we're going to get to our product review of the week. Before we get to our herb of the week and our research. Now, I told you this was a fun one because I've really been enjoying the last week. I've been, having a good time with my daughters and just enjoying life. That's it. Enjoying life as much as we can. We get to do our best. So one of the ways that I found myself, every night at dinner, I ask my daughters, how was your day? How was your day? Well, everybody gets tired of hearing that. Everybody, how was your day? Oh, it was good. It was a good day. What'd you do today? It's the same thing. You need to kind of spice up that conversation. So someone told me about this game, and I'm sure you may have heard about it as well, because it's been around since, at least 2013. And it's called Table Topics. You can use it on dates. You can use it with friends. You can use it with family. I got the original series because I have a 7 and 9-year-old daughter that I want to use this with. And all I do is I tweak the question just a little bit for 7 and 9-year-olds, right? But why am I doing this? Well, one, it spurs fun conversations. Two, the reason why you do this is you get to know the people better. Now, I'd like to say I know my 2 daughters and my wife really well, but you can always find like little quirks. Like, one of the questions was, what's the place that you dream about traveling to one day? And so I get to listen to my daughters in the back of my mind. I'm like, okay, they want to travel there. They want to travel there. Okay, we're going to make that a trip one day. So it's those types of things that I really enjoy hearing. And then some of them are just, fun questions. I'm going to actually pull one out right now. What have you lost that you'd like to find? This is an interesting one. Again, I don't think that we've answered this one yet as a family because I pulled them all to the front. But what have you lost that you'd like to find? And I always follow that up with my daughters. So let's just say, oh, I lost a keychain, like whatever it might be. Like why? Why does that have meaning to you? Why do you want to find it? And then I get to learn the why behind it. And that's very interesting too. And I love hearing my wife answer the questions too, because although we've been together for many, many, many years, it's always nice to hear. And then here's another question. Which book dramatically influenced your life? Now, again, if my 2 daughters enjoy reading, so I would explain that question to them. Like, which book had a lot of meaning for you to read? And I know this is going to sound strange, but my youngest daughter, she's only 7, but she's been a voracious reader. I know this is going to sound strange, since about 4 years old. She's just loved reading. We didn't say, hey, you need to read these books. That was never our intention, our goal. Some kids just love to read. That's just the way that it is, right? Some kids love to draw. Some kids love to read. Some kids love art and crafts. Some kids love dance. Anyway, she loves to read. And so she read a book on Frida Kahlo that she talks about every few weeks randomly, right? And so it's very interesting. So, we don't make that the end all be all. And if you know Frida Kahlo's story, it's not one I would say marred with happiness, right? But there's a lot we can take from it. And she was a strong, powerful woman, and she was a painter and so much more. And there's a Frida Kahlo exhibit going around the US. And so you can go to the museum and see that. And so anyway, fun topics to talk about. And I don't know how much this is, but let's say it's like $15. We'll link it up today, the exact one, at stephencabral.com/2205. But, if you're looking to just pull one of these cards out per night, have a nice little discussion around the table. I keep it right on the table now, and my daughter's actually asked to do it, which is a lot of fun. All right, that is our product review of the week. More mental health than it is kind of physical health, but I think we all need that, right? Emotions, stress, success mindset are all part of the de-stress protocol. All right. Our herb of the week is horse chestnut. Horsetail last week. What are we doing with horse chestnut? Well, very different, right? Horsetail is used as a product that contains silica, and silica helps make the hair thicker. Great product, right? We put that in our daily hair support for a reason. Bamboo and horsetail, great forms of silica. Anyway, that's horsetail. So why would anyone use horse chestnut? And it's kind of strange that I put them back to back, but let's just say, it's the weeks of horses. Here we are. But horse chestnut, you really only need to think about one thing. Horse chestnut is great for circulation and the veins. So now you could extrapolate that however you wish. Good for cardiovascular, good for blood pressure, good for hemorrhoids, good for varicose veins, good for itchy skin much of the time due to poor blood flow, good for potentially edema. And now again, I'm not making any medical claims with this product, right? There's no medical advice being given here, no treatment plans, but these are all clinically proven. So literally the first few that it says may relieve, even though there's the science behind them. I'll try to link that up as well. Again, I'm StephenCabral.com/2205. I'll link up the science. So edema, itchy legs, leg pain and cramps, leg ulcers, varicose veins, and hemorrhoids are in there as well. All right. So when you think about that, why does all of this help? Well, it helps with circulation. It helps to support healthy levels of inflammation. That is the main thing. And it actually does it really well through antioxidant compounds, natural circulatory compounds. And again, I'm not making any claims here, but in 4 studies, it's actually been proven to significantly reduce tumor cells as well. So pretty impressive. There's some other studies that show that can be pretty good for male infertility. It wouldn't be necessarily my go-to, but certainly with male infertility, I would be using circulatory-based products as well. So I wanted to share that with you this week. If you're thinking circulation, which blood pressure, cardiovascular, if you're thinking varicose veins, if you're thinking edema, if you're thinking hemorrhoids, this is a product to look at. We use this as part of our daily cardio support. So again, you know I'm a fan of Synergist. So we have horse chestnut in this, and it's a strong dosage of 200 milligrams. So again, you're getting a really great product, but it also then contains quercetin, gotu kola, vitamin C, diosmin, which is a orange extract, grapeseed extract as well. So daily cardio support. Again, just a great product. So that is that with horse chestnut, and that is our herb of the week. Now, I'd love to be able to bring you a couple research studies. The first one is one that I may have provided before. So the goal was just to make you aware, okay? And then I'm going to give you 2 new ones. So real quick, if you haven't already heard this, just one drink increases atrial fibrillation. So 1 alcoholic drink can increase atrial fibrillation within 4 hours. 2 or more drinks triples the odds. So anybody with heart risk issues, drinking alcohol, again, I know that still your doctor tells you, 1 drink a day is good for your cholesterol. 1 drink of wine, be careful. Alcohol is a known toxin to the body. And I'm not going to say that I never drink alcohol. I do. A couple times a month, I will have a drink when I go out. There's no doubt about it. I'm a healthy individual. I feel good. I choose to do it as more of a community thing than needing to drink the alcohol, right? And then the rest of the, 95% of the time I don't. So what I'm saying to you, though, is let's just be careful and let's understand alcohol for really what it is. And when we use it, we're not using it for health benefit purposes, all right? So I just want to share that with you. I'll link it up. This is out of the Annals of Internal Medicine, all right? And again, this is especially people with previous cardiovascular issues. All right, so the next one is this. Avocados help to reduce belly fat, right? As if we didn't need another reason to eat healthy avocados and all that monounsaturated fat. Hopefully, you listen to my podcast it was on Tuesday, right? Last Tuesday, the best oils for cooking with and what to avoid. So avocados, this helps with deep visceral body fat. If you've never heard about visceral body fat, let's link that up for you. Let's also put that at episode 2205. Visceral body fat is different than subcutaneous. Subcutaneous is kind of what you can pinch on the outside. Visceral is much unhealthier. Well, this was a study. Overweight and obese women who consumed a daily meal that included 1 fresh avocado showed a reduction in abdominal fat and improvement in the ratio of visceral fat to subcutaneous, indicating that fat was redistributed away from the inner organs. A similar group of women who ate a similar daily meal, equal in nutrition and calories, and it did not include the avocado, had no change in abdominal or visceral fat. Nor did men in the study, regardless of whether they ate avocados. So again, this is for women and belly fat. This is really interesting because same calories, same meal, they changed the avocado. Avocados, it would be interesting to see if they did this with olives as well, or olive oil, because avocados have a very similar profile to olives or olive oil. And that's because they're high in monounsaturated fat, specific oleic acid, and they're low in polyunsaturated. So interesting. I'd be willing to bet that both do work, but there could always be a specific enzyme or something interesting about avocados that actually work to a greater degree. So since this study says avocados works best, at least for now, eating an avocado a day, I have no problem with that at all. So this was done in the Journal of Nutrition. I will link up that study as well. All right, last research study of the day. Let's see. This has to be my 50th time talking about tea on the podcast. I don't even like tea, but that's the thing. So the thing I just want to let you to know is that I stay completely unbiased. I don't really drink tea. Like, I don't really enjoy tea. I drink some hibiscus tea. Sure, that's true. I'll drink some ginger tea. True. But I don't drink a whole lot of tea. And the reason is because I don't enjoy it. So there's so many other healthy things to do. You don't have to drink tea. But if you like tea, this is just one more of the reasons that you should keep on drinking it. So drinking tea boosts brain health. Brain regions of people age 60 and older who had been drinking tea at least 4 times a week for 25 years or more, which is why don't wait till 60, right? 25 years is what? 35, right? 35, yes, 35 years old. So they started when they're 35, at least. That's why your health as an aging adult, I won't say 60s aging, I'll say 80s aging, is determined by what you do earlier in your life. But the nice thing is it's never too late to start because you can dramatically change things within 3 to 6 months. So here's what they found though. The brain neurons essentially were better connected than those that didn't drink tea. The type of tea did not matter. The effect was found in the green, oolong, or black tea. So remember, these are really teas. All the teas that I named for you were essentially not really teas. A tea comes from a tea leaf. The ones like ginger and hibiscus, still amazing for you, super high in antioxidants, but they're more flowers or roots, right? They're not herbs. They're not necessarily tea. So this means that long-term tea drinking may help protect against age declines in cognitive function. And this was published in the National University of Singapore and in the Journal of Aging. Again, one more reason why, if you like tea, have a couple cups a day. Enjoy it. If it's caffeinated, have it earlier in the day. Hopefully today's podcast was helpful. We'll link up all the research, all the product reviews at stevencabral.com/2205. I hope you have an amazing weekend. I hope it's enjoyable. I hope you get a little time to relax. And I will be back tomorrow with our Cabral House Calls. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing weekend. Before you go, I wanted to share a personal story with you. The real reason I began to get well finally is because I figured out what was wrong with me. And that might seem pretty obvious, but I went from doctor to doctor for over 2 years before discovering at-home functional medicine lab testing. These are the labs that enabled me to finally figure out what was wrong with my hormones, blood sugar, electrolytes, and gut health. And once I knew what was wrong, I could then follow a proven plan in order to rebalance my body from the inside out. This is why I believe so strongly in functional medicine lab testing and why I've made it my mission to share these labs with the world. Now at equa.life, you can order an at-home lab test or a lab bundle for you and your family and be able to complete it within the week. Plus, the EquaLife difference is that you're not left to try to read and figure out these labs on your own. We explain what your lab numbers mean, what they mean in the much bigger picture, and then how to go about rebalancing your body in order to heal. To see our full selection of lab tests or to set up a free lab selection call to find out what labs may be best for you, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. And do remember, we ship these all over the world. To find out more and to set up your free lab selection call, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. That's EQUI.LIFE/labs.